Release control art restriction 0.
時間の彼方に追いやるつもりか。
They have no sense of respect in these videos, but you know that going into it, so you can't really say anything, right? In this situation, I tried not to think about things that was going on inside my head. I kept thinking to myself, wow, you made this decision and now it's going to be on the internet forever.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also going to be in your relationships forever. And everybody's going to be able to watch what you did on camera and all of these things. Now, if you're cool with that, that's totally fine. But of course, going in, you had to know these things. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, we're looking at an ex-adult worker and her perspective on working in the adult industry. But before we crack into it, guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, be sure to subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord if you haven't already. The link for that is in the description. It's a great way to stay in touch with the channel in case it gets lost. And a quick shout out to the Patreon, guys. If you'd like to support the channel, get access to exclusive videos, I am releasing videos over there. So be sure to go and check that out if you'd like to support the channel. The link is in the description. But we're going to crack into today's video. And as always, guys, just a quick shout out. So don't go and harass this person in the video, guys. If you like their content, feel free to go and subscribe to it. But again, we're just looking at their ideas. We're not going to be making character attacks or anything like that. Just having a look at what they have to say. So keep that in mind and let's see what she's got going on.
This is going to be a part of your past. Is this really what you wanted? But it was too late. Because what was I going to do? I mean, if I stopped, I wouldn't get the money. I would have to cause a scene within a scene. Like I would have, I'd have to deal with this drama, and I was embarrassed. I was already basically halfway through. I just remember I told myself, you know what, you're fucked either way, so keep getting fucked, because you're fucked. So, yeah, it continued, and I tried to enjoy it. Like, I tried, but I realized within that scene that this is not what I want.
Okay, looking at the first part of what she just said there, guys, what you'll notice is girls will give you a different part of themselves depending on what kind of person you are. Okay, so if you're a guy and you judge people for their actions, now, am I saying that judging people is wrong? No, I think you should be making assessments about people all of the time. But for argument's sake, I would just like to point this out, guys, okay? So if you're talking with a girl and you are judgmental of her actions, you are going to get a different side of that girl than if you are non-judgmental. Okay, because a lot of girls have done strange stuff. Maybe they've done some questionable modeling here and there. Maybe they've had some wild experiences. You're not going to ever know or experience those wild experiences. Or maybe you will, but the odds are much lower if you're judgmental of her actions. Guys, girls just want to be in environments where they're not judged, and the things that they'll do are often quite crazy. Okay, now you can make your own moral judgments about that, but I just like to point out, because a lot of guys get into relationships, they get into marriages, serious things, and they've actually they're only seeing one side of the woman, right? Because they want her to be good and they want her to be on this pedestal. And so she'll never disagree with the pedestal, but she's going to withhold stuff from you. That's why you get a lot of these stories, man, of like girls who are in marriages and stuff like that, and then the husband figures out they've been in adult work or something like that. It's just like a lot of these girls do have stuff going on like this in the background, but they just feel too judged, so they will never open up about it. So they'll just kind of withhold the truth.
And I meant to say this before, but there was this part of me, because I had been single, and prior to this, I had gotten through a really rough breakup with someone that I cared about, and I had hurt this person.
Yeah, translation, she cheated on him, right?
And I almost felt this sense of guilt, like I needed to be punished. And in a sense, this scene was a form of punishment for me. But for me to go to the extreme and to get punished on camera, knowing that this would be viewed by copious amounts of people that don't know me and that only see me in this way, it was the worst form of punishment I could have ever given myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that one a hard disagree there, okay? So she's framing it as if it's a punishment on herself. Now, at the beginning of the video, there was a lot I had to cut out because, you know, she was talking about stuff that's not entirely YouTube friendly. So I had to skip ahead. But make no mistake, guys, she was interested and curious about doing the scenes. Okay, she was drawn towards this sort of work. Please, like, the majority of the time, guys, you shouldn't be believing people when they're in positions like this about their proclivity to do the work. You know, oh, I was dragged into it. Oh, I needed the money. Oh, this and that. Um, and you look at like their demographic, their area. There's no shortage of jobs going around. You know, like that. A lot of these people are just interested or curious. And she literally says at the beginning of the video that she was very curious about this line of work, and that's kind of why she got into it. It wasn't any form of um, punishment on yourself or what, you weren't trying to repent for your actions, so to speak. Or it wasn't some kind of punishment. This was something that you willingly chose to do. You did a bad action towards your boyfriend. You probably cheated on him. It's unclear, but you said you hurt him. And to act as though this is your punishment, no, this just seems like something you wanted to do after the fact.
Because it didn't just affect me in that moment, but it would continue to affect me for the rest of my life. So I thought about that during the scene. I thought about, is this the punishment that you needed? And to this day, I understand why I did it, but I wish that I had thought twice about that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's going to affect your relationships. Like, you get stories. I remember a while ago, guys, there's another channel on this side of the internet called Casual Bachelor. He covered a story of a woman who was in a similar situation, and she rocked around 30, 35 kind of thing. She can't find a partner, right? Because this sort of thing, men don't want partners who have done this sort of thing. It's a bad investment. It's so embarrassing, man. Like, it's straight up embarrassing. Like, if you're walking around with a girl, guys, I want you to imagine, right? Like, you have a girlfriend, okay, and you're walking through town. Maybe you're doing maybe you have to, like, I don't know, pick up some groceries, go shopping, or whatever the case may be, right? Let's just say you're going out shopping, and your girl is with you, and you walk past 3 dudes on the way that you know have been with her. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but worse, because you know the majority, like, there's a good chance people have seen her. It's like, for us guys, it's not a sign of someone we want to keep around. For girls, it's kind of the opposite, right? Like, if you're walking with your girl and you've slept with half the town, it's kind of like, oh, look what I bagged. But for us guys, the other way around, we're like, can I really be seen with this? So these girls rocking around 30, 35, stuff like this, and they're looking for a man, and they're like, wait a minute, where are all the men at?
Wish that I had thought, you could have exercised this form of self-healing in a much different way.
Is that what we're, guys? Is that what we're calling it these days? Self-healing? Oh my goodness.
But it was too late. So when the scene ended,
Oh goodness.
it was almost like immediately the spell broke and everyone was acting normal again and treating me like a human being and saying, like, are you okay? How was it? And it was like nothing ever happened. It was just another day at the office. And I remember taking a shower and talking to the male talent and just thinking, wow, what did I just do? And I got paid, and I was hanging out and just talking with them, and I didn't get paid enough definitely enough. I mean, I look back and I mean, I've gotten paid so much more for regular scenes than that shit. But, you know, what did I know? I was too nervous to ask for more money, and it's just stupid.
I mean, a few points to make about that. The first one is it's often not about money, right? Like, these people, they can get other opportunities, right? I understand that sometimes, you know, places are hard to live in. There might not be a lot of jobs going around, but more often than not, there are availabilities, especially for young women, guys. There's no shortage of, you know, cute baristas that are needed, generally speaking. Now, obviously, this depends on where you live, and I'm not trying to demean people who live in areas where there's not a lot of jobs available, but to pretend like it's all about money. And, you know, she said that earlier on, she said she was living with her parents at the time. So you just have to question how much of this was really about money, and how much of this was really about repenting for your actions that you did against your boyfriend, versus how much was this for your enjoyment. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you look at the words of what she's saying, nothing seems to line up here, yeah? Nothing seems to line up.
So stupid. I mean, if that money is just so dumb when I think about it now. It's like nothing. So, but they know they can get away with it, you know, because the women that they go after to work for are young and sometimes desperate and looking for relief in some way, and they target people that are going through things. They target people that are hurting. And I would soon...
Wait, so let me get this straight. You hurt your boyfriend. You were looking for punishment, right, for your actions, so you say. And now we're complaining that the people that got you into the industry are preying on hurt people. I'm sorry, but I missed the part where you were the person hurting, right? Like, you hurt someone else, okay? I missed the part where you were actually hurting. Now, if you want to say, well, that's shame that got me into the industry, like, it's just, man, it's just all not stacking up, yeah?
Realize this down the road. So that was the scene itself, right? And I took the train back to Penn Station, and I thought to myself, okay, like, wow, I just did that, and I tried to not think about it. I tried to not think about my parents knowing what I just did. I tried not to think about people that care about me, knowing that they would probably see that one day. I was sick to my stomach in a way, but I also just stopped thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, what a perfect place to leave it, guys. You know, what I wanted to really get across in today's video, guys, is like, there are a few things. Number one is that you're going to get a different version of the girl you're talking to, depending on whether you're judgmental or not. And I would say people in general, they like to talk to people who don't judge them, because at the end of the day, people have done these things. Whether or not they tell you is a different matter entirely. So look, I just feel bad for guys who go into marriages, man, and they don't know this stuff going in, and then their partner tells them, like, however many years down the road or whatever, and the man feels like they've been dating a different person the entire time, because they essentially have, right? But anyway, guys, we're going to leave today's video there. I'd just like to say thank you if you made it this far, and if you enjoyed, guys, be sure to subscribe on your way out. Make sure you come and join the Discord link in the description so you don't lose the channel. And if you'd like to support the channel, guys, as always, a great way to do that is through the Patreon. You get access to exclusive videos and stuff like that. I put up one earlier today, and I'm likely to be putting up another one tomorrow, but we got a good little library going on in there. So if you'd like to support the channel, guys, be sure to check that out. But as always, guys, have a good one. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace. Yo guys, it's Taylor here. I just want to say a quick thank you if you made it to the end of the show, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to check out our website, fiendgang.com. It's a great way to stay in touch with the channel, guys. You can see what's going on, you can access our Discord, and it's a great way to support the channel. You can find exclusive content in there, and don't worry, it is shared across with the Patreon, so if you're a Patreon supporter, you're not missing out on any extra videos and vice versa. But it's a great way to stay in touch with me, guys, because as we all know, YouTube is not a fan of free thinking on their platform. So be sure to be checking out that website. If you'd like to support, feel free to do that. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves, put yourselves first, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.